Right at 5 on WTOL 11, cameras were rolling as a man walks into a West Toledo business and steals a lawnmower. The business owner thinks he's being targeted.
Election day is inching closer and closer, and there are plenty of races across our area.
But the candidates for Lucas County Commissioner laid it all out for voters, going head to head in a debate.
Same cafe, but new faces helping out. We have a look at the people now volunteering their time at the library downtown.
And we start your 11 minutes of nonstop news with a look at your forecast.
Let's get right over to meteorologist Matt Willoughby. Matt, it is downright cold out there. Please tell us there is some good news in store for the rest of the day.
Yeah, Sophia, I promise I got some good news for you, but we still do have to deal with the colder temperatures for this morning with that frost out there for you as you go throughout this Friday morning. Take a look at that frost forecast. Really only going to need a minute or two extra, at least to dust off that frost as you go throughout this morning. Not a hard freeze, at least for this morning, with temperatures into the mid to upper 30s. Looking at our current temperatures, 36 degrees in Toledo, 37 in Wauseon, up in Adrian, 35 degrees. And look at that school delay hotspot map. Everybody on time and all green across the board for this morning. Look at your Friday. We'll warm up into the upper 60s, so slightly warmer out there. But we're welcoming in some brilliant sunshine again up for your Friday. Take a look at that big board Friday. Temperatures going to fall off likely into the 50s as we head throughout tonight. And by 8 p.m., just around halftime, going to be into the mid 50s, dropping off into the lower 50s as we go throughout 9 p.m. So likely going to need that hoodie or light jacket if you're heading out to any of those high school football games. I'll talk about that warm up. But yeah, we are nicely warming up this weekend where temperatures will be into the 70s. But how long does that stick around? Well, I'll be timing that out coming up in just a few minutes. Now, let's get it over to Stephen. We'll look at that traffic tracker.
Let's get a nice live look this morning at those road conditions out there. So as you look at our map heading southbound on I-280 near Navarre Avenue, so through Oregon, we're seeing some slower moving traffic there. Here's a live look at our roadways. This is 475. This is near Nebraska Avenue. North and southbound lanes are nice and smooth. That's a look at your Gallantakis and Boys and All traffic tracker.
Battleground Michigan is the focus today for Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump.
Both will be stomping through the crucial swing states with just 18 days before Election Day. So the two traded insults yesterday. Former President Donald Trump did so at the annual Catholic Charity Dinner in New York, where presidential candidates traditionally roast each other lightheartedly. Vice President Kamala Harris skipped the event, but did submit a video, instead delivering her remarks while campaigning in Wisconsin.
And here closer to home, there are 3 Ohio State Supreme Court seats up for grabs this election, and a new survey shows many voters don't know who should fill those spots. To help you make an informed decision, the Ohio State Bar Association created a website, judicialvotescount.org. It has information on judicial races by county, profiles on judges, and answers to commonly asked questions.
You'll hear from them about what their legal experience is, what their judicial philosophy is, what their community involvement has been, and you'll be able to judge a little bit more about their character as well.
While the site does include party affiliation, leaders with the Bar Association encourage voters not to give that much weight, as judges are supposed to set aside biases and decide cases based on facts. We've put a link to the new site in the links mentioned section of WTOL.com.
In our area, there is a pair of Lucas County Commissioner seats to decide on in November. WTOL 11, along with the Toledo Lucas County Public Library, hosted a debate between Commissioner President Pete Gerken and challenger Tom Winooski, and Commissioner Anita Lopez and challenger John Rosick. Our Stephen Iwanek gives us a look at what happened last night.
Debate 1, Democratic Commission President Pete Gerken facing Republican challenger Tom Winooski. Many topics discussed, including Lucas County canine care and control. 1 month ago, 11 investigators reported that the former warden, Kelly Sears, was fired after the suspension of LC4's volunteer program amidst multiple complaints of workplace mistreatment. Now, Gerken says another employee is facing punishment.
We had an employee in there that was not behaving professionally. At one point, she's been disciplined. She's back to work, and we're disciplining her again for a weapons charge. She brought a weapon to the county canine care control. We removed her immediately, and we're going to pursue the highest level of discipline that we can get.
And that's not all. Gerken says the volunteer program is coming back.
We're going to put together a program that's managed, that has some parameters to it, and everybody knows what they expect when they come in. We'll have that out in the next 10 days.
But Winooski says he's waiting for proof.
I'll believe it when I see it. He has stonewalled the dog advocates in this community for years. And even in the last few months, when they were trying to find out what's happening based on the allegations that were brought by the volunteer, he stonewalled them constantly.
Which Winooski says has led to the problems at LC4.
Thank goodness that Channel 11 brought this up, because it probably would be still going on. He's reactive instead of being proactive.
Another topic, employee payoffs. We've reported that in the last year, there have been 3 Lucas County employee settlements, totaling $345,000. One of the employees, a former assistant of Commissioner Anita Lopez, who took the stage for Part 2 against Republican John Rosick. That one totaled $36,500 after the employee was found to have been bullied in the workplace by Lopez.
Unfortunately, I was not my best. I took responsibility for it, I admitted it, and I took action to make sure I work on controlling my stress and not overwhelming myself.
Another issue, a new county jail. A project delayed due to a higher than expected cost estimate, coming in at around $290 million after the county budgeted for $220. Something Rosick says is frustrating, not only because of the price, but the years it's taken to get to this point.
If the jail needs to be done, we need to do it. We don't have to rush to do it, but certainly there's been no rush because of all the time that's been wasted.
And Lopez even taking it a step further, questioning how this downtown jail may even happen at all.
When it comes to $300 million price tag right now, no way is that guaranteed.
That's Steve Iwanek reporting there. There was plenty more discussed in the debate, including about party dominance and tax abatements. The full debate can be watched on our WTOL 11 Plus app and on our WTOL 11 YouTube page.
Come November, voters in Bowling Green will have to decide on a new income tax levy for BG City Schools. The proposed 0.75% income tax would be in addition to the existing 0.5% income tax. School leaders are holding an informational presentation about it in just a few hours. It starts at 11 a.m. at the Wood County Senior Center. And WTOL 11 has you covered on all the issues and candidates on your ballot, as well as early voting hours and more. Head to WTOL.com for our full election guide. You'll find it right there on our homepage.
We're getting a look at the aftermath of a fight that broke out at Cedar Point earlier this week. So check this out. You can see in the video here a woman talking to a police officer after it all went down. So Sandusky police say officers responded after hearing about an active fight involving 15 people. According to a police report, one man told police the fight started when a juvenile bumped into the stroller he was pushing. A verbal and physical fight allegedly started between those two. Eventually, more people jumped in. Police say a total of 4 adults and 2 juveniles were arrested. A thief caught stealing on camera, but they're still on the run this morning. You can see in this video here, someone wearing a mask walks into Janney Service Center and takes a lawnmower. The owner of the West Toledo business says it's sad to see, and he believes this person keeps stealing from them time and time again.
As far as I'm concerned, it was a setup. He's done this before. He's done it before here. I know his body figure, his stature. Yeah. I just don't know who he is. I'm going to find out.
Janney says the price of the lawnmower stolen is valued at $849. Since the theft last Saturday, Janney tells us they have relocated their equipment to a more secure location.
Heads up for those who live or work in the area near Davis-Bessie. Sirens will go off around noon today for an EMA test. 54 sirens will sound for 3 minutes. People in Port Clinton and surrounding townships in Ottawa County will be able to hear those sirens. Those in Jerusalem Township here in Lucas County will be able to hear them as well. And the City of Toledo's Division of Urban Beautification is holding another block-by-block event this weekend. The goal is to combat blight and make neighborhoods in the Glass City more beautiful. City crews will be in the Sherman neighborhood tomorrow, picking up things like furniture, small appliances, large branches and debris, and more. All you have to do is leave those items on your curb, and crews will collect them starting at 8 tomorrow morning.
So we've got a chilly cold start to your Friday morning.
Yeah, Matt, we need a warm up desperately. By we, I mean, I think
Both of us, yes, we do.
Please bring us some good news.
I promise I got some great news for you on this Friday, and it's a nice warm up on the way, at least as we go towards this weekend. Still got temperatures a little cold this morning, though. Lower 40s, 41 degrees outside. Winds are nice and calm. As you look at that frost forecast overall, as you go throughout this morning, going to need about extra minute or two to at least dust off that frost for this Friday morning. Look at those frost and freeze alerts. Not really seeing any across northwest Ohio and into southeast Michigan. A lot of those are further south and off to the east for this Friday. Take a look at that bus stop forecast. Overall, as you go throughout today, that morning going to drop us off into the mid 30s, and likely by the afternoon, just after school, we'll top off just into the upper 60s with some bright sunshine on the way as we head towards this afternoon. Take a look at that big board Friday for those high school football games. We'll be into the 50s, mid 50s even by 8 p.m. and likely dropping off by the end of those games well into the lower 50s for tonight. A look ahead towards your weekend. Oh yeah, we got a nice warm up on the way with highs. We'll even be back into the 70s for multiple days ahead. And if you're planning on having a weekend getaway, we'll be into the 70s across the Midwest in some nice sunny conditions. Heading towards your Sunday, that'll be the same case as pretty much everyone getting in on that sunshine and 70s ahead for this weekend. Look at the next 6 to 10 days. Still going to see above average temperatures out there for us as we go throughout the later part of October and likely as well into November as well. Over the next 4 days, though, we'll be warming up nicely into the 70s for this weekend and still back into the mid 70s as we head towards your Monday. Take a look at that extended forecast. Overall, not real rain chances in the way for the next 7 days. We fall off into the lower 60s by next Wednesday into Thursday. And for that battle of I-75, some nice football weather, but no real rain chances over the next 10 days. Let's get it over to Stephen. Look at that traffic.
Well, let's take a look at some news before we get to traffic. So dental records, fingerprints, and a DNA check confirmed a top Hamas leader is dead, according to Israeli officials. But the future of the war remains uncertain this morning.